Yeah, guys. So I think it's better we can start.
Very good evening to one and all present here. I am very pleased to welcome our dignitary of the day, Mr. Dilip Baliga. We warmly welcome you, sir. Mr. Dilip has working as a tech lead in biopharmacy since 2021. He also experience of working as a software engineer for Robosoft Technologies for a span of 7 years. Mr. Dilip pursued his bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering from SDMIT, Ujjire, Karnataka. His major area of interest lies in app development. Apart from this, Mr. Dilip is also very well versed in numerous new and growing technologies, frameworks, and programming languages like Kotlin, RxJava, Coin. Mr. Dilip considers himself as a very inquisitive person, and today he will enlighten us with his knowledge and experience. With that, I kindly welcome Mr. Dilip over to the dais. Thank you. Over to Mr. Dilip Bali.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, let me present my screen. Just a minute. Yeah, please let me know if you are seeing my screen. I think you are seeing my screen. Yeah, let me start. Yeah. Basically, today I want to discuss about Android basics and Kotlin programming things. It's just a one and all interaction between me and you people, just sharing what I know. Yeah. Today I'm going to uh, co- cover all these topics, basically related to the Kotlin and Android.
This internet connection
Yeah.
isn't reliable at the moment.
In Kotlin, I'm going to cover basics and data types and function creation and return type, concatenation of string, named argument and default value for function argument, and conditional statement, null safety, and class and object with oops concept, visibility modifier, higher order function, and also many other topics are there, uh, which is advanced topic. Yeah, and also related to the Android, I'm going to cover Android component, building a simple UI, interaction with the UI, and building a scrollable list and debugging the Android. And also I'll show one app which I build simple UI using Compose, and let's modify together and see how it will looks. Yeah, that let's start from Kotlin. Yeah, basic Kotlin function. Everyone knows how main function is working. Or every program is starts from main function, and everyone knows that printf. There is a printf. I think everyone knows about that. Just to print the that statement, whatever the string inside hello world. That's the simple programming language. Yeah, before this. Let me start from Kotlin. Why Kotlin and why not Java? Android basically officially announced that Kotlin is a official language for Android development. So that earlier we were using Java also for Java for Android development, but using Kotlin, what I feel that very number of lines I can reduce. That is the main advantage of Kotlin. And also what I means, as per my knowledge, Kotlin we have lot of extension methods, means you can easily modify the things. For example, I can modify the array list of string or some integer very easily. No need to add my for loop and nested for loop, nothing I have to write. There is many predefined methods are there: iterate, find first, find last, everything is there. That is the reason what I feel is a Kotlin is a very good language for a development perspective. And also Kotlin is used for many other platform also. For example, as per my knowledge, it is used for backend development also. In server side also Kotlin is a usable language. Yeah, that is the main means little introduction of a Kotlin language. Yeah, next, I think you all knows about that print and print ln difference. Everyone knows. Print is just to print the string, whatever inside that argument, and print ln means it will give new line. Yeah, we'll go through the example also. Next, data type. Yeah, Kotlin data type means everyone, I think everybody is gone through, means a data type means holding the value. We have some type, means some memory allocation. If I want to store any of the content, I want to allocate some memory. And in that memory, I supposed to define, means which type I have to allocate. For example, string, if it is a string, if it is integer or double, float, boolean, all those things, those are the basic this one basic data type. Yeah, now we'll compare this basic data type with the Java. What is the difference? I think you all knows Java. In Java we have int also, but that int is a small int. Then what is the difference between that small int and this int? This int is a wrapper class. Okay, is by default that wrapper class is containing the null object. That is the difference. Means int primitive in Java, that int we in Kotlin we don't have any kind of primitive data type, but in Kotlin we uh, but sorry, in Kotlin we don't have any primitive data type, but in Java we have a primitive data type such as int, float, that you can see the difference. In Kotlin you have to write int is a start from capital letter, but in Kotlin it start from uh, capital letter, but in Java it start from small letter. That's the difference between data type between Java and Kotlin. Yeah, but comparatively assigning the variables, everything very easy here. I'll give the example and I'll show the example how it is easy, and no need to specify the type also while declaring the variable. That I'll go through the example also. Yeah, basically string, integer, double, float, those are the main data types. Next, variable creation. Now, how we are creating the variable? First is a val. Val is the keyword, name of the variable, and colon data type is equal to initial value. That is the creation of the variable. And next where is the keyword and name, data type, initial value. Now, point is what is the difference between val and where? The difference between val and var is val is not, you cannot modify that value, means it is immutable. Immutable means you cannot change the value, means for example I'll show the example also. You are assigning some value to this variable, for example val name equal to Dilip, and the next line what you are doing is name equal to Baliga. You are modifying that value. You cannot do that modification if you declare it as a val. If you declare it as a var, then you can modify the value, means it is a mutable property. For example, var name, data type, initial value is Dilip, and below line you can assign other name also. For example, name equal to Baliga. You can modify the variable. That is the difference between val and var. And as I mentioned earlier, see, very easy here. You no need to specify the data type also. So, for example, val name initial value, var name initial value means how then compiler knows which type. You can ask that question also. See, based on initial value, compiler get to know that this is an integer or string. For example, you are assigning the string val name equal to colon, I mean, it's a double quote Dilip. That means that is integer treated as a, that is a string. If val count equal to 10, means 10 is an integer, then automatically compiler knows that it is a integer. So that in see, in Java and other language I don't know, means in Java and all we explicitly specify the type of that variable, but in Kotlin no need to specify the type of the variable. That is one of the main advantage of the Kotlin. I already mentioned in my first introduction of Kotlin, you are very easily declare the variable, and writing the code also very easy, means it's very extensive functions also will get it in Kotlin. This is the main advantage of Kotlin. This is the, yeah, this is the one of the example. Now before that we'll go by simple example. Okay, sorry. Okay, Okay. Uh, Already mentioned, this is a simple function and it's a print line statement. Yeah, we'll do that in experiment. I think you all people are already experiment those simple things without print or print line. What will happen? Print ln what will happen? See, if I directly print the line, it is coming in a same line. If I add ln, it comes in a different line, it a different line. All these things you already means experimented in other language also. This is the main first thing. Yeah, now I'll go for example. Okay, see, now go for directly example int equal to 10. Okay, now see, this 10 is printed here. Some of the sorry, let's go by example only. Sum of the 5 and 6 is 11. See, you can see I already showed you how variables are declaring. Is a val is a keyword, and count is the name of the variable, and integer type, and 11. Let's go val again. I already mentioned count equal to 12. I'll do. Okay, for example, see, val cannot be reassigned. I already mentioned val is a immutable property. Immutable means you cannot change once you declare or once you assign the value. And what I do is for this, I can make it as a var. See, var is a 12. See, now you can modify the value. See, when then you can ask what and all scenario you can use the val or var. For example, you have one predefined set of constant which will not change it in future. In that scenario, you can add it as a val. If some variable will change it in future, then you can add it as a var. Okay, that is the usability of val and var in real time. Okay, now and third thing, what I mentioned as in Kotlin, no need to specify the variable. I mean, sorry, not variable, data type. See, compiler automatically treat it as a this one variable directly. See, if I assign this one delete my name, see, directly it is printing. No need to specify the variable. Nothing you cannot see. See, like this is the main means variable creation, difference between val and var, and how variable without uh, data type. Yeah, let's move to next thing. Now commenting your code. See, this is very important. Okay, see why I'll tell one scenario. uh, Basically, when I was in college also, what I am doing is see, I am giving like this. Okay, a where a equal to Dilip, where b equal to Baliga, and we are writing so many program. Okay, we are just means in lab also we are writing like this, where a equal to Dilip, where b equal to Baliga. I am suggesting you people are that just don't use don't use variable like a, b, I, j, k, and all. Okay, use proper name, and with the coding means with the proper comment, so that everyone can read that program whatever you are written, and everyone can understand that the program. I'll show one example. Okay, for example, you are writing as a name means name means I am get to know while seeing the variable itself, I get to know that this is a kind, this is specifying my name. Okay, next surname. something like that, or a second name, something like that, or last name. You can give last name also, so that, see, while seeing the member only you can understand, that means a variable name only you can understand that this is a name and last name. And also, better every time while writing the code you supposed to add some comments if that is a big logic. Then while seeing, means you are writing the code, for example, you have written one code, okay, and after 15 or 20 days you are again go through that code, then you are I think you've almost forgot that code what you was written, and now again you have to recall that things. To avoid such condition, what I am suggesting you that just add the comment, for example, initialization. Okay, next thing is for example, printing the things, like this. Means this is simple example I am giving, but if you have complicated example, then you just write the comment and give the proper naming convention, so that you can read very easily and other people also can read, understand that code very easily. That's the motto. And also, two types of commenting is there. One is multi-line comment, means in usually top of the method, the method how it is doing, that method, that introduction of the method, that we are returning in a multi-line. And to every line what that exactly that variable is executing, or what that logic, that is single line comments. This the creating the variable for the number of unread messages. See, you can see this using the comment itself, you can understand that what exactly this program is going to do. Otherwise, you, after 10 or 15 days, you again recall that what exactly this function is doing, or this code is executing, and again you have to debug that code and understood. That's the motto of writing the comment as well as proper naming convention. We'll move to next thing, function. Yeah, everyone knows, means a function is doing small things, means see, uh, here also one small suggestion from my side is, see, writing the big code, or it's not a valid scenario actually. See, you supposed to make every program, means a whole program, make it in a simple a simple function, so that means whatever the things is doing, means for example, printing the things should move inside that function, so that it is very easy to read that also. Basically function is doing small things. See here the see, in Kotlin very easy to create the function. Fun is the keyword and the name of that function. See, always there is one coding standard I'll tell you. Always the function should start from small letter, okay, B, and also camel case. You supposed to maintain the camel case everything. See here the birthday greeting is a camel case. That is the naming with a standard way of name the function. Should not name the function as fun a, or fun a bracket fun b. There is no meaning at all. You are not able to understand. You can write that like that, fun, compiler will accept and compile it and show the output, but in the next day you are not able to understand what exactly that the function is doing. But better always use a proper naming convention, that is also start from small letter, and camel case you supposed to follow. Then you are better to understand that function. See, this is the simple function, will print two print line statement strings. Next, function with the return type. I think function, why function with return type? See, I'm always calling some function. See, give some result from that function, means I am doing some operation. Okay, for example, I am concatenating. We'll go for this function only. Okay. Here, what this function is doing, this is creating two variable, val name greeting equal to happy birthday over something, and val agree age greeting equal to this one, return, and concatenating two strings. Okay, that is the and return means it will give the result to you. That is simple example. Simple return statement will return from that function and give the result of a concatenation of the string. That is the difference between simple function and a return function. Okay, we'll go here example also if you want. For example, I'll go create one function. Function is a simple, just a fun is a keyword. And as I mentioned, uh, this is I'm using Android Studio. And what I do is I'll print greeting message. Okay, greeting message I'll do. See, simple function, keyword, and this one, and just add the braces. And here I'll do what I do is just a log. Okay, log is a tool just to print the inside logcat. That's it. And what I do is I just add my name as a tag and just print a greeting message as hello world. Hello world. Okay, this is the way. Means there is no complication to while creating a function, and a function with return type, that also I'll return function get. See, one more suggestion. While function is a return type, function is having the return type, means you supposed to name it as a get means why I am specifying I am getting something from that function. That is the difference between simple function naming convention and function with the return type naming convention. Why I am getting get I am writing here is I am getting something from that function. So see, for example, get my uh, get count something I am writing. Okay, and here the function name, and next what is the return type, and I am opening that function. See here the error, you can see this one. See, remove the means return expression required in this function with the block body. You got it? Means I am telling that compiler that I want something from this function, but I am not return this one. So that what I am doing is now I am creating one variable. Variable creation you already know. Val count equal to 10. Okay, now I am returning return count. This is the simple way. See, again in Java, Kotlin, very easy. This is in inline only you can specify. See, return 10, or also see you can specify like this also. See, I can remove a thing. See, Kotlin, that's the reason I mentioned you now. Kotlin is very easy. See, now even I can remove the variable also. In count, get count equal to 10, or I can specify like this, get get my name, so that see now I am using this function here. Okay, printing this one, get my name. It will print my name, means it will internally it will call this function and get my name Dilip, and printing it in log. That is the two way of creating function without return type and function with return type. Next, yeah, next we'll move on to named argument function. Now, named argument function in the sense you are see, function is having arguments, means here name and age, two are arguments of the functions. Name is a argument, first argument with the type is a string, and age is a second argument with the type of int. You know this one. And this is the string is a return type, and I'm creating two variables, one variable, second variable, and returning that string as a string. I'll miss to one small thing here, just to how we can concatenate of the string. I'll go through that one. Concatenation of the string, I'll also show that one. Now, what is named argument? Named argument means you can, while calling this function, say this is, println is the statement, means just to print the string or anything inside that one. And just birthday greeting means birthday greeting, I am calling this function birthday greeting. I am specifying the argument name explicitly here. See, for example, name equal to rex, age equal to 2. That is the main advantage of Kotlin. Okay, I'll show with the example, then you get to know what is the advantage while specifying the argument name. Okay, next, default argument for the function. For example, while creating the function name equal to rover, age equal to int. See, for example, I have specified the default value for this function. I have already specified it, so that while calling the function, let's go by step. See, this is the function name birthday greeting, and the name string means name is a first argument, string is a data type, and value, default value for this function is rover, and age is the another data type, and int sorry, age is another argument, and int is a type, and string is a return type. A return value, you already mentioned it, this is the returning the function. And in printf, you are calling this function. See, you can see here I am passing only one variable, age equal to 5, but I supposed to pass two variables. So you can ask that question also. But I already specify the value of this name here itself. That is the means this is the default value I can specify here. And if I want to modify that value, default value, I can specify one more argument like that, name equal to rgx here inside this one, so that it will override this rover, and it will print rex. That is the difference between default, means that is the example of default argument function. Let's go by this one. For example, a function, let's here only we can do. What I do is uh, name equal to is a type of string, and count and int. Okay, now named function I am calling somewhere else. Okay, I am calling this function from this one. Okay, this println I'll call from there somewhere else. Println I'll call print greeting message I'm calling from here. Okay, now name equal to Dilip. Okay, now again count equal to 10, means this name is directly assigned to this variable, means this is I'm calling print greeting message, I'm calling this function, name is directly assigned to this variable, and count is directly 10 is assigned to this variable. And whenever I print this value, name and count, that will print there. This is the means this is how we supposed to do the things. Next, I'll show one concatenation of the string. Okay, concatenation of the string means see, name and last name I have written. Okay, how you are concatenating? I think someone knows in Java and all. What we are doing is we are doing plus symbol. Okay, name equal to like this in Java. we are doing like this name. Okay, but in Kotlin, what we are doing is we are adding dollar symbol and see dollar whatever the name and dollar whatever the last name, so that yeah, it will print like this. See, you can see here Dilip and Baliga. Okay. See, for example, now I want to try both. Okay. Let me try that one. No, it's not possible. Like this, you suppose you cannot do. Yeah, this one only. Okay. Now I covered. Okay. For example, next thing, next one point I missed it. For example, I can specify. See, Kotlin. One of the main means advantages I can specify. I already mentioned you that default argument for function means I can give the default argument. For example, I am specifying my name here only directly Dilip. Okay, so that I no need to pass the value while calling that function. That is the main advantage of this one. See, for example, I am not specifying here. Okay, just give this. See, now compiler is telling, see, it will throw, see, no value passed for name. If you specify directly here value, for example, I am passing Dilip, then compiler treating as this is the value. You already provided the value for this name. Compiler won't ask while calling this function. If you not specify this value, compiler will ask, oh, so yeah, pass the value while calling the function name. Okay, function while calling the function, just pass the argument value. See, name is missed here. For example, what is the, see, now you can ask what is the advantage of a named argument. Okay, named argument example I'll give means advantage I'll tell. See here, the this is the function and this is this is where you are calling that function. Now first argument is name, second argument is count. Okay, now what I do is I'll specify count equal to 10 first and name equal to Dilip next. See, this is the main advantage of a named argument. If you not specify the named thing, see, you are not specifying the argument name. Okay, then it is mismatching, telling that you supposed to pass name first and then count. That is the difference between applying while calling, specifying the name while calling the function. That is the main difference. Next, we'll move on to next topic. Function, everything I cleared. Next, conditional statement. Just a minute. Yeah, conditional statement everyone knows means if and else means how to specify. There is no much difference between creating the if and calling. There is there is no much difference between other language and Kotlin. This is simple wherever it is applicable throughout most of the coding, most of the language it is same. If bracket open whatever the condition, if that condition is satisfied, just execute the that body of that this statement. That's it. Next, before moving on to when, okay, now I'll just go through. Everyone knows if is having a else part means if that condition is false, you just move to if else block. And if one more thing is there, else if is there, and you can return more else if condition. I think all those things are basic, and you already gone through it, I think so, in in C and C++ also we are seeing simple things. This is, but in Kotlin we have when. Okay, when is similar to switch condition. I think anyone knows. I think some condition means when is having some parameter you are specifying. If that parameter matches for any of the condition, then that corresponding body will execute. For example, you are specifying one parameter inside this when block, and some condition is there, some condition will satisfy that parameter, then this corresponding block will execute and this will end. That is the simple explanation of when. Let me go to simple example. I'll show you. Okay, here that copy paste is that IDA will treat is something different. I have to modify that. Just a minute. I'll modify quickly and show you. Okay, perfect. Okay, okay, 1 second. Okay, now see, I already mentioned you. This is simple main function. Printing this first line. See, print. You can see enter the name. Heavy body. See, let me print ln. Okay, okay. So that result will come down. Just a minute. It's compiling. Taking some time. Yeah, let me go by example. This is the argument. I am see, now got the result. Enter the name of the heavily body, something whatever I written, and this is the argument means I am passing this argument here. Okay, this is sun, sun. Okay, this argument I am joining to string. Okay, converting this array list of string to comma separated. This is predefined method of Kotlin. Whatever the argument I am specifying here, it will converting into join to string, means converting comma separated string it will do internally. And see, this initially it executed, and this name is now containing sun. Whatever the value I return here, this name is containing the value as a sun. And it will check when statement name is containing the sun. It will check whether the value of this name is sun. Yeah, yes, the value of name is sun. That's the reason it is printing a sun is a star. Now what I do is I just write here, okay, moon. See, moon is a satellite, something like that. See, I'm not using sorry, my internet was little bad that time. Now I think everyone is audible. Sorry for that. Yeah, I'm guessing I was there in here. See, I am doing when statement. Okay, when statement. See, I'm taking the value as now sun. Okay, I'm entering the argument value as a sun. Okay, see, now it will print, means this name is containing the value as a sun. Now this I'm reading that argument and joint to string I'm doing, and this name is containing the value as sun. Now it internally check when yeah, whether that name value is sun. Yes, then print this one. Now what I do is I just change the value as a moon. Okay, moon I'll do. Now see, moon is a satellite. Then this value is converted into moon. So it will check whether the name value as a moon. Yes, then print this one. It when means basically it will check argument specified condition, means whatever the argument you are specified inside that when, and it will check which argument satisfies, means which value is satisfied that argument, and execute that body. This is the main means this is the main uh, purpose of this using the when. Apart from if and else, you can use here also, you can use for example if name is this one, and else if see if name equal to sun, and else if name equal to moon, yeah, moon, and see like this means it is kind of everything is see compared to this statement and else if statement, it is very easy, means very neat way. You while reading itself you get to know you are comparing something else, otherwise you are doing some means a long operation, means using else if condition. To avoid that, Kotlin provided simple when conditional statement. And also here very next thing, we'll move on to next part. Hope this is fine. See, now we can add conditional statement as a conditional or whatever that statement is done. It's kind of expression also we can do. Expression means I can assign the value of that particular statement. For example, what I do is what I do is I just create one variable, okay, name. Okay, if what I do is I'm creating if else statement here, okay, and assigning that value to this variable. That is the motto, means this is the main advantage of Kotlin. See, Kotlin is very flexible. Okay, see for example what I'm doing is I'm not a name, sorry, uh, result name, okay, I'll do. Okay, name. Okay, I am see name you already know, I read it from argument, whatever the argument I'm giving here, this one. What I'm checking is equal to moon. Okay, then uh, then the return result uh, yeah, moon is a satellite. Okay, Okay, moon is a satellite. Else, I don't know about it. Else I don't know, something like that. This basically what does it mean is you can use this if else statement itself as an expression, means whatever the value taking from this one and assigning to that particular variable. That is the main advantage or some small feature of Kotlin apart from other language. That's I'm small giving small example. Yeah. Next thing, null ability. Oh, this is very means this is very main part of Kotlin. Okay. Apart from Java, I am thinking that this is the main advantage of means uh, why Google or Android developer are taking as a Kotlin, means basically, people means app is crashing somewhere. See, for example, I think you also means faced some issue while running the app. You directly crash dialog, something you saw it in Android. For example, you saw this crash dialog and all, unexceptionally crashed. See, for example, you can see this one. Your app is stopped and open again, something like that. I think all of you know that, correct? And the basic, what is the cause for this crash? It's kind of it's means everybody is facing, means most of us facing that. Other crashes also there. One of the crash is null pointer exception. Null pointer exception means memory, means you are creating one memory. Okay, for example, I am creating one variable for val equal to name equal to something. Okay, basically what it will do, it will create one memory to you. And if you create the memory, means see, for example, in a Java and other language, it automatically assign the value as null only. No, it's not having any kind of value. If you take the value from that, see, for example, name dot something two string I'm doing. Okay, two string I'm doing means you are taking the value from in that memory, nothing is there, but you are trying to fetch that value. Then what will happen? Compiler is telling that there is nothing is there. That's the reason it is just crashing your app. Means you are fetching null memory. It's throwing something kind of null pointer exception. That is the main, means everybody is facing while coding the problem. Means while coding the app or something, everyone is facing that one. To avoid that one, that scenario, null pointer exception means even though in memory null is there, while fetching that null value, you should not throw the error. To avoid such condition, Kotlin is provided. Main thing is null safety condition or operator. It provided. Just a minute. Give me a second. Yeah, sorry for that. I'm sharing my screen again. Yeah. Now we'll go by example. Okay, this is the main function I already mentioned you, where, and this is favorite actor string, and this is kind of a creating the variable, means I am created here string variable. It is non-null, means I am not assigning any kind of null value to this one, but I'll go to this one. I have added, you can see both are same, but there is one difference. You can see this question mark. This question mark means I can assign null to that one, null to that memory. Means null in the sense you are not assigning any kind of value to that memory. Okay, you are just assigning, clearing that memory. Nothing is there. Null is the basic thing. Okay. Now, if you provide this value, means question mark, you can specify, you can assign null to that memory, and this is the main difference between these two things. Now coming to avoid null pointer exception, I already mentioned many of us facing null pointer exception and all. To avoid null pointer exception, what we are doing, we are having one handling, one of the variable, means not variable, it is a kind of operator, you can tell, question mark dot. Question mark dot means if it is null, means it is checking nullable variable. Yeah, if it is null, don't execute next method. Means whatever the method you are calling using that variable, don't execute that method. That is the main of using this question mark dot. Okay. In other language and all, what we are doing, we are not using this question mark, we are directly using this dot variable. I'll give you the example also. For example, let me go to the code. Okay, I am showing you real time example. Okay, real this one coding in Android, that's the reason you can understand easily. Now what I do is, see, now question mark, name is question mark, name question mark means this greeting first parameter can take question mark, can take null value also. What I do is first parameter is this one, name equal to, I can assign this one. See, for example, I am assigning null, okay, null, and next count equal to 10. Now internally this will call name is null, means now name is containing the value as null. Okay, null. Now accessing this function, I'm flower bracket I'm using here, accessing, while dot length, already you people are knows length, let's go by example only, here only, let's go. I'm creating val name uh, last name equal to Paliga. Okay, we'll give the type also is a string. Okay, now I am assigning, I am doing assignment, means question mark operator. Question mark means it will take null also. So that what I do is val not var, means you supposed to change. Now what I do is the last name equal to null. I'll assign this one. Null means I can, question mark means I can assign the null also. Now just a minute. Now what I'm doing is I'm printing that one. Okay, print. What I do is my last name is what I do is I just dollar symbol, I already mentioned you, dollar symbol use last name. Okay, last name dot there is one see, if you one more thing is if you want to access this one, means any method from that string, you supposed to add a brace, okay, here, and a dot length, sorry, see, here one this one, it's called only safe or non null assertion call are allowed on a nullable receiver of a type this one. What does it mean? It means that this is a null variable string, means you can assign the value to this memory to null, but you are directly accessing, you supposed to tell this compiler that this is non-nullable or this is nullable. It sorry, question mark means it is nullable, and assertion means it is non-nullable. Non-nullable means I know that this variable should not contain the value of null, but here null is there, no, what will happen if I put this variable? It will throw null pointer exception. You can see unresolved reception. One second. Don't know why it is taking that one. Maybe sometimes some compiler is having some coding things. Okay, perfect. See, now what is happened is my name is null only. This length, sorry, actually this supposed to print value. I don't know. I need to check that one. But what will happen is if you add that variable, this one, what happened is, see, now my last name is Moon. One second, I'll go to ln here. See, my last name is length. Okay, now what will happen if I not specify this question mark? You know, this question mark supposed to means we supposed to tell whether it is a nullable or non-nullable. I'm telling that this is the nullable. That is the reason what happened. Compiler is not execute this next method, whatever the length is, then a dot after length means if this is nullable, means the last name is null containing the null, then compiler won't execute this length method. That is the use of this question mark dot operator. In other platform and all, we don't have this question mark dot, we directly having dot operator. So that what will happen, compiler don't know, compiler directly taking length means this is null, means null dot length, null dot length. Internally what it will do, null dot length. Oh, gone. This case is something like you are accessing the null memory and you are finding the length of that memory. Yeah, then compiler will throw the error that null pointer exception. You are accessing the null memory and you are checking the length of that string. That is the main advantage. Means to avoid such condition, Kotlin is provided that something like a question mark safety operator. If it is null, don't execute next method, whatever may be length, to string, many first, last, whatever the method. Okay, that is the main advantage. Next, we already covered this one. Yeah, handling null variable, I already told you. See, for example, I am, what I do is the question mark dot length. So let me go there. Let me go here, and then what I do is colon. Don't know how it will treat this one. Something. One second. Yes. Sometimes some compiler is having a different syntax, but I usually I'm practicing in Android Studio, and while writing code also we are using Android Studio. That is the reason I'm used to that one, that compiler or how syntax will work. See, now you can see this. One second, enter my name. My last name is okay. Name. Oh, sorry. See, this is the advantage of Kotlin. See, I created last name. Last name is Badiga, and then I reassign the last name is null. Now I am printing here. My last name is last name. You know this last name is having null. Null dot length. Yeah, no. Compiler is telling that this memory null last name is having what value? It is having null. Then don't execute this length method. Means don't find the length of this method, length of this variable, or length of this string. Directly execute this value. Means a compiler is telling don't execute this one length, directly execute this one Dilip. See, that is the reason my last name is Dilip is printing. That is the main advantage of using safe call operator. Means to avoid, basically to avoid null pointer exception or any kind of crash in app, we are always using safe call operator. Yeah, this I already given the example. And well, favorite here also same thing. See, here I am telling that compiler this favorite actor is not having null, this one, okay, null value. It is having some value, and just execute this method directly. It will execute this method length, it will find, so that I'll get the length. That is the main, means two different operator. One is a question mark and one more is assertion operator. Next, we'll move on to, we already covered this one, null call and everything. Yeah, classes and object. Yeah, classes and already you know, sir, means what class exactly, you know, this one concept and all. It is a kind of a blueprint, okay, blueprint of that any of the object. Means I want to take it as a, for example, school. School is a, I want to create one school structure, okay. School structure, what happened? Class school, and school is having what and all. It is having properties like number of students and number of department and all. And what are the methods? Methods is get the student count and calculate the student count. All those things means basically class is a combination of property and method, which is encapsulating, totally encapsulating that means a class. For example, in Kotlin, how I am creating the class, I think in oops also, means C++ also, you people are already gone through it. Class is means class name is a class keyword you're supposed to use, and whatever the this one class name start from. See, here again one more suggestion, okay, don't give the, means don't give class name or member name as a something like a b c d. Class A, class B, class C, class D, don't give that one. Okay, it is a totally wrong actually. Even though, see, I'll tell one example. If you are in a campus, next campus interview anywhere, don't means whatever you code write, that doesn't matter for them. Means how you written, that is the matter for them. Means how you are naming, you how you are declaring the variable, and how you are doing the naming convention, and how you are giving the name to class, and how you are commented the code. Means it's how do you documented the code. That is very important. Nobody is seeing your output or nothing they are seeing. That is the main, you people are follow. Means if you are already following, it's good, but if you are not following, just follow that pattern. And always suggesting that a class name should uppercase and start from any meaningful name. That's the thing. And well, means I already mentioned these are all properties of that class. These are all member variables of class. You already know. If I write it on top, this is a member variable. Means any function can take that variables. Means val name I can use it inside that turn on function. Name I can use inside a turn off function also. This category also I can use it in inside these functions. And see, I already mentioned what is the difference between val and var. And this is simple name with the default value as Android TV, and category is, these are all three strings. And this is a simple function, one function turn on, means a print. Here I am printing that simple things, smart device is a turned on, that's it. This is a simple structure of how we are creating the class. Next, class and object. Now you already people are knows means how class is having constructor, means constructor means how you are creating that class, means constructor is having some arguments, you are specifying the argument, the type and all. See, for example, that time I specified class smart TV, that is having simple, there is no argument at all. But here I specified two argument, val name string or type is string, and val category and string, means there are two named arguments, there are two arguments are there, name and category. And this is one of the local argument, sorry, this is one of the local argument, local variable, sorry, where device status equal to online. And you can ask what is this constructor, and here already there one constructor, this one is there, and next constructor is there. Simple thing. This is a secondary constructor, means Kotlin is having two types of constructor. One is a primary constructor, this one top level constructor, means you no need to specify the constructor keyword after class name. And for secondary constructor you supposed to provide the constructor, means you can call this constructor directly, means directly you can call this smart TV with argument as a three argument. Here I am passed three argument, name, category and status code. And there is one constraint is there, you always specify, you always call primary argument while calling secondary constructor. That's it. See, this colon, this name and category means I'm indirectly calling primary constructor. Primary constructor is having name and category. Simple. Means there are two types of constructor. Primary means directly here assigning. Secondary constructor using constructor variable. You can specify any type of argument, but constraint is you supposed to call primary constructor. Primary constructor, how you are calling, using this keyword name and category. That is the thing. And here inside that one, you we have did a small operation using when statement, we already discussed it. Just passing device status code here, if it is 0 offline, 1 is online, else unknown. Just we already knows, means how when is working based on argument satisfied condition, it will execute that particular body things. Now uh, now I'm moving on to inheritance. Okay, inheritance means I am taking the means taking all the things from a parent class. Okay, how Kotlin is doing means see, in by default if you create any class to in Kotlin, that is means simple, I already mentioned class is animal and the name argument, means this is the primary constructor, this is also primary constructor, is having two values. And I already mentioned class in Kotlin, class is always is a final, means you cannot extend the class directly. Extend means child class cannot extend that parent class directly. You supposed to use open keyword, means whenever you are, means you have the plan that I have to extend this class, means you supposed to use open keyword in front of that parent class. Okay, here what did is I just created animal class and I created person class, and I specified the open keyword so that I can extend that animal class, and I'm calling that first argument, means directly I'm passing that first name to that parent class so that it will directly call this parent class. That's it. Simple example. Next, overriding methods. Overriding methods means I don't know how many peoples are gone through till now what is overriding, overloading and all. Overriding means for example I am extending the properties from my parent class. For example, what I do is will give the real time example. Okay, for example animal is there and a dog is there. Okay, what happened, dog is a child class, animal is a parent class, you can tell. I have specified some property in parent class. I have specified it. Means, for example, animal is crying like this. Okay, something like. But dog will override that property from animal, and it will crying is own. That's the advantage. Means that is the overriding. Means overriding of to that member variable or to that function. There are two things are there: overriding methods, and also I can override my variables also. Means variable means properties also I can override. Just use open keyword and base class is having one one more function v. This is also wrong. Okay, I have given the wrong example. See, do not use v d something like for function. Should use proper naming convention for every methods. Sorry, my internet was broken. Okay, let me share it again. Now, this example I have given open class base and all everything open function v function v. You can ask what is it open also you have used for function. You know function nv means a function creation. You already know function v simple function, and the suffix to this function as a added as a open keyword. Okay, open keyword why I am using is I am overriding this function in my child class. For example, you can see class is derived and base class. This is a base class, and I am overriding that function, this function, and function body I'm overriding, and I can do whatever I want. That is the that is the main advantage of overriding. Overriding means I am using my parent class function in child class and do whatever you want. That is a kind of overriding. Means you are taking the properties from your parent and you are enhancing that property. That is the real time example. Next, here in that previous example, we have given that overriding of methods, but here I am giving overriding of properties. I think you people are knows class is having one is properties and one more is methods. Class is having only those. Means you have certain properties means certain variables are there, well something, some variable name, last name, first name, something, and some methods are there. Methods means get method, something like that. I'm giving how you can override that properties. For example, you have created open function here, open class here, and you have open val x. See, I already mentioned whatever you override, whether it is method, whether it is property, you supposed to specify open keyword for that. Earlier example also, while overriding the method, we have given that open keyword. Here also, I am extending that variable so that I am giving open keyword. See, here also I am overriding open, that inside that child class, I am overriding that property and I am giving whatever value I want. That's it, simple. You just take the properties from parent class and use here and assign the value whatever you want. Simple example. So overriding means just overriding the things or enhancing the things whatever you want. Okay, sorry. Visibility modifier, in the sense, I think you already know. So private means a certain modifier we supposed to give for class or function or any variable. We can give certain modifier so that should not access from other class. For example, if you give the private as a variable, means a modifier, means you cannot access from other class, means the other class can't access that variables or methods. If it is a protected means child class only can access that variable or functions. Means you created one, for example, I created one class. Okay, I created one member. That member I am assigning as a private val name equal to Dilip. Means that name property I can assign, means I can use in my own class only. Means other class cannot access, or other class cannot access that variable name variable. For example, if I give that variable name protected name equal to Dilip, means that name property can access from my child class. Means whatever the child derived class is there, no, that name property that child class can access. So for example, internal class, internal, what is that? What does it mean? Internal means we have creating certain modules. Okay, in Android also I'll show that one once again. For example, we are creating certain modules. Means you can see here each Android app is having modules, or in on some package are there. Okay, whatever the internal, if you specify, what happened is inside that modules, whatever the classes are there, in that classes only can access that variable. Other classes cannot access that variable. That is the main difference of means internal. Public means everyone knows, means everyone can access any kind of, means that variable. For example, val name equal to this one. I'm not specifying anything. That means that is public. You can access any derived class. Other class also can access. Simple. That is the means four visibility modifier are there. Next, we'll move on to Android topic. Just a minute. Yeah, let me share my screen. Let's go with examples in Android. Okay. See, yeah, all of you knows Android is a framework. Means to build any kind of, means Android related app. It's a open source. You can in GitHub things are there. Anyone can contribute and raise the pull request and all, do the modification and all. That's a open source platform. See, now you can ask, means what are the components? Component in the sense to build any framework, means to build any app, we have certain things want. Okay, means what there are the four things exactly wants. If you build any kind of Android app, first thing is activity. Activity means whatever the screen you are seeing, means each app is having one screen, means the entire screen is there. That is means activity is containing some part of UI part is there in that means basically activity is containing the UI part. Okay, next thing, service. Why, what is the use of service, you can ask. Service basically what it will do is what it will do is it just you run some certain task. Means it will do certain task, but it is doing in background only. For example, you take one music app. Okay, music app, even though that music app is not having means you are quitting that music app. For example, Spotify, you are quit that Spotify app. Okay, what it will happen? It keep on running, or still it is keep on playing. How it is possible? Means something is running inside, inside that application. That is called service. Okay, service is usually used for background task, which where user interaction is not required, but activity is user interaction is required. If you minimize the app or quit the app, activity is completely destroy. Okay, completely destroy. You are means that context we are calling as the context, that context will completely destroy if you minimize or quit the app in activity, but service keep on running. This is a broadcast receiver. One more is a broadcast receiver. That means certain event you supposed to send. Okay, for example, your notification and all, how it is receiving in application, you knows about it. See, for example, my app is nothing is there. My app is quit. Not it is still in quit state. Everything is there. But how notification is showing? You can ask that question. Since certain is listening means in when you install the app, we are listening for certain event. That is called broadcast. Means we are listening something, and a certain event is a trigger. Then automatically that broadcast component, what it will do is it will show do whatever operation it required. For example, I am listening for message. Okay, message, OTP message. For example, OTP message broadcast receiver, I'll write whenever you can check. For example, after entering username and password in a real time example, OTP screen will come, and OTP screen, OTP password automatically fill. You know that. How it will fill that? For that we are using broadcast receiver. Means we are receiving that message. Means we are keep on listening whether message came or not. If message came, we have certain pattern for that message. What we will do is we are read that whatever the OTP code from that message and pop over there. Then automatically we are doing. That is the use of a broadcast receiver. One more is a content provider. Okay, content provider means itself name it will tell content provider. Means I am providing certain content to that other application. For example, how contact is working means see, for you can access the contact using other application. Means WhatsApp also contact it will access. No, means from my contact it will fetch everything. That means contact application is sharing their data actually. And also I can write my own content provider using database. Means we have certain called room or realm db and all. I can write one content provider. Means I can create my own db structure and all, and I can share my data through to other application. That is means I'm sharing my content to other application. Content is providing. That is the four components of Android. Means basically we are always work with those four components. Next, I already mentioned you. Uh, Simple. Every time this one activity is extending one this one app compact activity. Means this is a simple class, main activity and app compact activity. App compact activity means it is a we have compact Android X library is there. From there it is it directly it is taking from that app compact activity. And every activity is having their predefined methods. Okay, for example, first method, you can consider this one as a life cycle of activity. Life cycle of activity means what? Life cycle in the sense, see, I already mentioned that activity means is a screen visible. A screen is having one UI component. Okay. Then I want to know what are the methods are there inside activity. The first method is onCreate. OnCreate means whenever you show that this one means visible that screen, first method is calling onCreate. Or okay. Next on start and on resume. On resume means if you pause that on pause means there are means if you for example I again means I pressed my home button okay in application, then again on pause method is there, on stop method is there. For example, if you go to the documentation, if you google it android life cycle, uh, that is very important actually. We can directly go to this one. See, this is the life cycle. Okay, whenever I launch the application, whenever I launch it, it first call on create, next it will call on start, and next it will call on resume, and activities keep on running means you are there in complete screen. And whenever you press something back button or pause button, something home button and all, it will call on pause, on stop, and then on destroy, and again it will on restart means again you are navigating back to screen. Like this means certain callbacks are there, means it's a predefined set of methods. It's android framework itself is providing us so that we can do respective operation inside this method whenever we want. But usually we are using on create, on resume, and on pause in basic of the application. Now, sorry. Now, see. Now, first, this is calling super dot on create means this extend method call is there. No, they are super dot on create means I am calling my super class on create method. On create method. Now, set content. What does it mean? Set content means I already mentioned activity means you supposed to provide some UI part for that screen. That is the main use case of activity. So that set content means you are setting some content to that activity. That's it, simple. Set content, inside the method of set content you are providing the text view. That's it. This is a simple example, simple UI which is having text view of string hello world. Okay. Next, compose. Let's move to compose. Why? What is the use of compose? See, to tell this means a compose means it is a UI toolkit. Okay, it is a UI toolkit. Earlier we are using direct view means constraint layout, linear layout, relative layout. More layouts are there. We are using those things. Means we are having separate files. Means Android related code we are using in .kt file, and whatever the UI logic we are writing in a separate XML file. Means we are binding kt file dot and dot xml file earlier together. Now Kotlin is provided one more thing is compose thing. Means it is kind of a UI toolkit so that you can write view means create view inside .kt file only. You no need to create separate .xml file and bind .xml and .kt file together. Should not means there is no use case now. After coming of compose, you can write everything inside .kt file and create your own view. That is the simple example. And there are many other advantage compared to other use case also there. Compose basically it will means it definitely sync between UI and data. Means you have some for example server side some data is updated, then your UI supposed to update those. You mean synchronization between UI and data. It is very easy whenever you use compose. That is the main advantage of using the compose. Okay. And next thing, yeah, next let's go by simple example. Okay, composable. See, I want to, sorry, here some next line. Okay, this is a function. Okay, function supposed to come in the next line. At composable, you supposed to write every means creating the compose is very easy. Just create simple function creation you already knows. Function, greeting, name, string you already know. And just give extra annotation, something like at composable. That's it. Create simple function, and with the at composable annotation it will create compose. And inside the compose you can create whatever the view you want. For example, this function is having simple text view. That's it. Text name means text I am printing. That's I'll go by the example also. Now I'll go to the theory part. View introduction. See, I just gone through means there are the means there are many views are there. Basically, text view. Basic views are text view, button, image view, and radio buttons are there. Checkbox are there, and a chip view also there. Many views are there. Okay, in Android we have many widgets. We call as many widgets are there. Means simple UI blocks. Okay, next scrollable views. Means scrollable views means many views, something like a recycle view, scroll view, grid view. You can ask means recycle view means it is very complicated actually. I think I hope this won't means understand very easily without example. But in compose we don't have recycle view. In the compose we have lazy row and a lazy column. Means basically lazy row means uh, row wise your means horizontal scrolling. Lazy column means vertical scrolling. That's it. Okay. And scroll view, it's also scrolling the view. And grid view already you know means a grid kind of things. Means basically Android is having these basic views. Okay, now simple, I'll give simple compose UI. Okay, simple compose UI I'll give you. For example, I already mentioned compose is at compose function edit number field something. This is a function name. And I'll provide this one where amount input by, remember this one. I'll give the example why it is. This I will give you later. Means this is the one more topic called retaining the state in compose. Okay, let's go by example first, then we'll move to retaining the state in compose. Okay, so this is, I'll share my screen. 1 second. I'll run my app. I have not built a complicated app actually. I have built a simple app just to show you, just to means a demo you people, so that you can understood very easily at a very simple way. Just running the app. Before this, I think all of you knows that Android Studio. This is I am using means basically to development of Android. We have Android Studio. And see, I already mentioned this is the means Google recommended Android means to develop any Android related apps. We are always using Android Studio. And next thing is I'll move to example only. I already mentioned you basic thing. Means the basic first component of Android is the activity. This is component activity. This is a component to activity means this is already provided by some SDK. Means we have library, compose library is provided this component already. And I'm extending that class. And first method I already mentioned you, first method is on create. On create saved instance state is something else. Means this is some more advanced topic. Means this is This is mainly used for orientation change and all. That's that thing we are not covering here. We will cover simple topic here. First method I mentioned you. First method is calling on create, means you created this activity, and first method is calling on create. And inside the on create, I already mentioned set content, means you are setting the content. Now we'll go to scaffold. Okay, scaffold, you just leave this function also. That is not, this is kind of one widget. Okay, this is widget in the sense it is same kind of it is a layout itself, which is having the, means which will provide you to provide top layout, top bar, and whatever the bottom bar, and also floating layout, everything, every means every option is there using snapfold. It's a little complicated, but no need to worry. It's just to show the top bar. You just consider this snapfold is just for to render this a top bar. See, top bar I already written. See, top bar, this one I already written it, top bar app. Now I am moving to the content. Okay, content I am moving. See, I have already written contents are is here, 4 buttons. 1 2 3 4 5 buttons. Okay, content I'm written. I am just calling this function. I already mentioned how compose function is creating. Compose function is creating using simple. Just create simple function with the annotation of at compose. That's it. This is the main means creating the compose. Now what is this? This is a context. Context means again you're supposed to, this is, you don't worry about this context and all. Now context is just like means it is a environment. You consider it's a kind of environment or visibility things you are accessing here. That's it. Means here basically I am accessing the context of this activity. That we will, means you will get to know if you, means if you work on this application things. And this is a box. First I've written box. Okay, box, you leave it, no issue. Box means box is just like is you consider one box. Okay, real time box. You can add any view, means add any kind of views, means you can place anywhere. Means for example you can place bottom of the box and place like a stack. In box, how you are doing, you are placing the object in the form of stacks. That's the widget. Means here everything is widget. Okay, inside the compose you are just using widget. Box is a kind of a widget, you consider. And image, I already mentioned you, image means a simple image. Okay, just to see, yeah, this why this images I am using is just to that Android logo is there, one of the logo. For that I am using image. Okay, in image paint resource means see, you can see this Android image. That's it, simple. Okay, paint means image is having first parameter is a paint resource. Next is a content description, means content description in the sense whatever you can give. This is a background image, something like that. It's not a mandatory. Content scale means it's supposed to fill, means it is a scale type we are providing. This is also little bit complicating. You means whenever you work with the real time application, then only you get to know how to specify the scale type for that image view and all. But no need to specify those things and all. But basic properties is only image. For that image you just to specify which image you supposed to render. That's it. Means what is the drawable. That's it. And content. Now next will move to column. Column is simple, means column is indicating it is a, means it is a parent layout uh, that will arrange the inside layout in a column wise. For example, here I am column, I am started. Okay, I started this column. Inside the column I have lot of widgets, means views, button 1, spacer, button 2, spacer, button. See, for example, this is like a entire view is one column. Here one is one widget. Column wise I am arranging one by one. Means column what will do is it will arrange the uh, child view like a vertically aligned. It will do vertically one by one, it will arrange. If I row means it will horizontally, it will align. That's it. That is the difference between column and row. There are only, means in compose we have two things, one is column and one more is row. Column is vertically arrange the views, means see here button I am arranged in a vertically manner. See, one button is there, one spacer is there. Spacer means this is the whatever the padding you can see in each view is having, means after one button you are seeing one gap, that is called spacer. And second button, third button, and each button is having one spacer I have given. That is the this one, means inside. Now we'll move to one example. Okay, now we'll move to simple example. I'll go to simple one. I'll show you here simple widget. I'll show. See, this is a simple widget how I am created. See, this is a I already mentioned you. This is a simple widget activity. Here simple we will go. This is a column. I already mentioned you. Column is means arranging the view. See, you can see this one simple widget example. See, first view is a text view. You can see here real time I am showing text. Text is creating text. Text equal to whatever the text is there. Spacer, I already mentioned you. Spacer means if you want the gap dividing that view, means you can specify the modifier. Yeah, modifier. I'll go to next. And button. See, button I created. Button is there. Again, I specified the spacer. Again, I created the image. Image is I already mentioned. Image necessary point is only you supposed to provide the drawable. And again here the spacer. Again here, again I created the row. Okay, row. Inside the row I created radio button and text. See, I already mentioned you row means horizontally scrolling. Horizontally means this round circle you are seeing, no, that is radio button. This one, this code, radio button. Okay, next whatever the text you are seeing, see, this is the text view. That means row means it is horizontally aligning the value. Means if I give one more text here, simple, if I align one more text here, it will come directly here. One more text, it will come here. Okay, for example, if I run that one, there is some spacing problem facing. Yeah. Next thing is sorry, internet was poor. Next, yeah. Next, here I have specified the property spacer. And one second. Don't know why text is clipping. One more if I provide it. I'll check it out. But basically row and column means it is vertically aligning the vertically row means vertically aligning the things. Next we have the I will check means I'll show you one more example is the radio box. Here also see row and checkbox is having checked modifier on checked changed listener is there. And I have written one more checkbox and text view. Okay, side by side I have used parent as a row. This is the main means basically means I am showing you what are the widgets and how text means how many widgets are there. Simple widgets like text spacer button and those are the widgets are there. But better you can do small application like simple application like this like simple create on some simple function with the at composable annotation and do the modification and experiment so that you will get to know better. So basically those are the widgets. Next we'll move on to scroll views. Next, scroll views. See, I already mentioned you scroll views means lazy column means to vertically scroll compose is provided as a lazy column means it will render specified item. Inside the item I have data source topic means I have given the list of topics. That topic is rendering here. But but I'll go by example. But see, this topic will what it will do internally is it will take this data source dot topic one by one means it is this topic is having list of item whatever you are seeing. And internally it will take one by one topic and render here. That rendering part I have written here topic card. Okay, I have created the topic card. And parent is a card view means you are saying a card, each is card. And inside the card I am seeing again column means it is I told you vertically aligned. And what I want to do now, I have written again row. Okay, row means I supposed to horizontally align this one, no? Because this after image view, these two things are should come. That is the reason. Again, I have written the box means I have create the image here. Again here this box is unnecessary. Just we can avoid this box things also. You just specify row means this is the row. First row is having what? Each card is having first row is the image view, and the second element of the row is having again column means is having text. One text is there. This is the text. See, you can see this text. Okay, this text architecture is the one type. And here one more thing is there. You can see icon and text means again you supposed to create what? Row means this is one row one column. See, basically I'll tell what see one image name. And inside this name here one more image. And here text means here top one is you supposed to do row only, no need to do row. Inside the row what happened? Inside the row one image is there, correct? Now first row is image. Got it. Next second row what? Next you supposed to do it is again name. Suppose name and image should come down and do means this supposed to vertically align. So that what I am doing, I am creating again column. What happened? Now I created one column. To what it column contain? It column is containing name. First element is name. Now image and text supposed to align horizontally. That means what I supposed to do? I supposed to create again row, correct? No, again I supposed to create the row. And inside the row what is there? image and this text, this image and text, that's it. Means if you want to vertically horizontally align some widgets, you supposed to create the row, and if you want to vertically align something, you supposed to create the column, that's it. You are just playing with the row and column. Place the widget whatever you want, something like text view, image view, if you want a radio button, if you want checkbox, that's it. Create row and column, that's it. This is the simple, means hands-on experience. Next thing, yeah, lazy, I already mentioned you, this is the lazy column. Lazy column means it is a vertically scrolling. Next, now I'll move to horizontal scrolling. See, now I'll move to horizontal scrolling. How it is horizontally scrolling. See, just simple. There is no difference between horizontal and vertical scrolling. I already mentioned you. If you want to vertically align what you are doing, you supposed to use a horizontally, you are doing. If you want to vertically means you supposed to use column. If you want horizontally means you supposed to use row. So that I want here horizontally scrolling, that is the reason I am using lazy row. There I was used lazy column, here I am using lazy row, and providing the item and rendering the item as it is, that's it. There is no, this image is just a top just a background, I have given that poster, that's it. It's this is the first image, and means here there is two lazy row, you can see lazy row 2 means this is one row and this is second row, means you can see horizontally two rows are scrolling, that is the reason you are seeing two lazy row. Inside the two lazy row you have, means here only thing is image only there, that means 50 times I am rendering same image, that's it. I am not doing any kind of modification. I am 50 times I am iterating that same image and rendering it. But here, based on the topic data resource which I was showed earlier, I am rendering topic card. That's it. Topic card, I already mentioned how I am creating that each card, means just create row and column wise and just add the image view and text view as it is. That's it. This is a simple example how we are creating vertical scrolling as well as horizontal scrolling. Next thing, it is a simple button I have created and interact with me. In Android, whatever I showed you now, this is called as a toast. Okay, this is called as a toast, means whenever I click anything, see, I'll show you how I am doing that. See, each button widget, means I already mentioned this is each button is having their predefined methods, means that SDK itself, means compose SDK itself provided one method, that on click method, means whenever you click on that method, this on click method will do, means on click method will call, and you can do whatever the whatever the things you want to do, that's it. I am showing the toast show. I think most of you are using Android app, so that you are seeing such kind of a toast message everywhere, means something like a toast. I think everyone knows about that one. Next thing, there is a simple call tip, means this one I'll going to show you. I I'm not sure, means how you people are understood, means how much understood this one. Just I'll give the example. Uh, for example, this is a widget called as a text field. Okay, one second. This is a simple widget called a text field. Okay, this is a text field widget. Whenever this text field, whenever I enter something, what happened is here you can see this text field widget. Inside this text field widget, on value changed, it will call. Okay, on value changed will call. what it will do is it will take the value whatever there inside this one, means whatever entered in this text field, that is the use of on value change. Now value field means it is assigning this value. See, basically it is a little bit complicating the things, means what will happen, I'll tell roughly. Whenever you enter something, whenever you are entering any something, this edit number field means composable, it will call again, means view will re-render again, means Android framework itself re-render the view. That is the reason this value where I'm calling, see, value where I'm getting, I'll show. See, I am remember function. Does it mean I already mentioned you? Whenever I enter something, Android framework redraw this entire text field. That means you supposed to remember what I was entered previously. Correct? No. That is the reason I am storing that variable value somewhere else. And compose is provided one predefined method, means this is keyword or something function. Yes, inline function. This function, what it will do is it will remember what you entered previously. Means whatever the, for example, I entered 8 or 5 6 something, that Android means that compose will remember that 8 value which I was entered previously. If I remove this one, it won't means remember, it will vanish that value. That is the things, means it's a little bit complicating, but basically internally what happened is every time if you enter it, recompose in the sense it will redraw. And this remember why we are using is just to store previous value, means previously you entered 8, now that you again entered 8, but the previous value you supposed to store somewhere. That is the reason remember is using. That is the main, means that topic is called state maintaining in Android, means state maintaining in compose. And definitely this is required little time to understand, means deeply. Why? Because it is internally working, means you supposed to know view what exactly Android system is doing. But basically I told you the, means basic how it is working. That I think that's it. And next thing is I'll show one example. This one, something I'll show in Android system. What are the things are there? For example, layout inspector are there. Okay, layout inspector in the sense, you can see what are the views are, means view hierarchies are there in Android. These things. This is the one tool we are using. It is taking little time to show, but yeah, see, you can see my app itself is showing here. See, I can see what are the views are there. See, column, button. See, again I can see I can this tool is very useful, means you can see how many rows are there, how many columns are there. See, this tool is why it is example, I'll tell one. See, I have given the app to you. This is the basic app. I provided the APK file to you. You added in your file, so that now your thing is you want to know, means how many columns you used, and how many rows are you used. Just to analyze everything, you have this one. This is a debuggable tool. You can tell that one, means you just to view how many rows columns are there, how many text fields you use, so that you can understand very easily while clicking this one. No need to go here and code wise. Okay, that is a debuggable tool. And logcat I already mentioned you. Logcat is directly, this is also one of the debuggable tool, means where the code is executing. For example, I want to know my API is call is done, or I have clicked one, see for example, I clicked on something, okay, clicked one button, and I want to yeah, I have clicked one button, whether it is clicking is done or not, then what I'm doing is I'm just printing add uh, uh, printing your log, okay, so that see, I'll show you the leap 1 2 3 4 3, this is a tag, okay, button view is clicked. This is, these are all a debuggable true tool, okay. You just assign the filter here, just run it. One of the debuggable tool is this one, and see here you can see my name Dilip 123. See, button view is called something, just to make sure that whether that code is executing or not. Just currently I'm talking about what are the debuggable tool you can use while doing your, means while building your application, so that you can easily build your application, means easily you can build the application. One of the tool is layout inspector, one more tool is logcat, and one more tool is there, debuggable tool. Sorry, I clicked something, just okay. See, debuggable tool is there, okay. One is debuggable tool, this is a debuggable tool. I'm just this is my processor, okay. I'm just tapping on it, and I'm pointing, means this is the breakpoint, means I'm placing the breakpoint. See, inside, see, this breakpoint is came. See why this one, this basically it is using is just to make sure that your code is executing or not. For example, in many big application is there, while your, means your friend worked on some application, okay, and he is giving some source code to you, and now you want to know, understand complete thing, means what, how it is working, means from, you want to understand the flow first, otherwise means completely, before dig into that project, means code level, you supposed to understand the flow. For that purpose we use debuggable tool, means a line by line execution, you can check it out. Yeah, those are the debuggable tool. Hello, hello. I think just a minute. Yeah, just a minute. Thank you so much for all of you to participate, and I hope you got a little bit idea regarding Android and Kotlin things. I am thinking that there are many topics are there we cannot cover, means it's not possible to cover every topic in 2 hours. But yeah, it's if you want, I can means provide any other information whenever I free. Thanks a lot.
So we are almost at the end of our session, and I would take this golden opportunity to thank our respected dignitary of the day for sharing his valuable and amazing knowledge with us. We are pleasured and honored to be the audience of the day, and I would also like to place my hearty thanks to all the participants for their active participation and deep enthusiasm on the same, and because of whom this meeting was actually possible. So I would henceforth end my words of appreciation here. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much. Uh, Net. Okay. Okay. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.